What about your mates?
Oh.
Kiss.
Mwah.
No.
Oh, right.
No.
What have they done now? What have they
They
fetched
have
out now?
sold their image rights and their catalogue.
Wow.
What do they own then? If they've sold their image and the catalogue,
Well, what they've done is...
And
they've
why?
sold-
They don't need money, surely, to God.
Well, they've got 300 million. They've got 300 million for it.
so they're hard up then.
Now, if this is Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley, who own the bulk of
I would have thought they'd do.
everything, all the other players that's been through Kiss over the years, what do they get? I don't know. Did they contribute anything in material form? Did they write any songs?
But shouldn't
Ace
they get,
really might have done.
Shouldn't they get a percentage?
Depends.
Even if it's only a small percentage.
It depends. The rhythm section of the Wailers did all that music, but they didn't.
See, I don't agree with this. I think if you part at Wailers or you part at Kiss, whether you've written, done this, done that, you've gone out, you've performed, you've done your bit, you should be entitled to something.
But this is
You've
where...
worked.
So there are some bands that work like that. U2, Coldplay, to name a few, but some don't, and it's because somebody. Let's imagine the scenario. Let's imagine you're in a band of 4. You've come to the band and saying, "Look, I've wrote this song. It's called Yellow, right? I've written the chords. I've done it, right?" And they're like, "Oh, it's a good song. Now let's play it." It's a big song,
Right?
but they didn't write it, and the one guy did. So there's a temptation there. Like, you know, people may start out before they're signed and
But it
famous, like
should be-
communism. Like,
should
we're all
be.
going to be paid equal. We're all equal.
Yeah, we're all
But
mates.
You know how it works.
We're all mates here, aren't we?
Like
I know
Animal
how it
Farm,
works, but I
we
don't-
all are all equal, but some
Yeah.
are more equal than
Yeah,
others.
I know how it works, but I don't agree with it. If you're part of a band and you're a 4-piece band,
There needs to be a commitment from the beginning.
and let's say drummer comes in one day and says, "I've wrote this song," and you play it, you record it, it goes out there, and it's a big hit. It's the band.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know, it's the, well, let's say, I don't want to pick anybody, so let's say it's the Papers. The Papers are a band.
How dare you pick on the papers?
So it's the Papers. It's not,
Paper pickers.
Paper pickers.
it's not
Pick of the papers.
Wiggly Woggy Woo Woo and the Papers.
There's no need for
It's the Papers.
There might be. You
And
might be
I
right.
just-
There might be right in what you're
And
saying.
I just
There
think
might-
that if they have a big hit
Yeah.
with the drummer's song, the band has had a big hit with the drummer's song.
I know, yeah. If the drummer's wrote a song,
He's in that
yeah.
band.
But if the drummer is just the drummer in the band, who has not contributed anything other than the drumming,
Right. But he's in band to drum.
yeah, I think you're right in what you're saying. He should be entitled to a
quarter.
no
Yes.
No.
Yes.
no
Absolute a quarter.
percentage. You'll get
No.
a percentage. It's like the lawyer that threw out the drummer who were trying to take the Wailers to court because he said he was an integral part of the band. And the judge said to him, "You only get what you negotiate." And if they hadn't negotiated a deal,
I know, but what I'm saying is what they should do, they should start a band up and they should say, right, we're going to be called this.
in this ideal world that you live in,
And everybody
This
gets
fluffy
a
little
quarter, whether it's you write it, or you write it. We fetch that song out as a band,
I think-
not as a solo
I
artist.
think that's a thing now. I genuinely think that's the thing with modern artists, or especially bands.
To me,
And I
if
think-
somebody did that to me, I'd think, well, he's
Because
just screwed me over.
you're a team,
I'm
aren't you?
in band with him and he's screwing me.
But
Arsehole.
I think back in the day,
No, I don't
I
agree
don't
with that.
think people realised the potential that the music industry harvests. And I think they just like, and also the longevity. So they were basically scrambling for what they could get.
Yeah.
So, oh no, I wrote this song. That's actually my song, but you can have like 10%.
If
for
they
your
agree to it,
contribution.
if they agree to it, and lead singer says, "Look, I'm doing outrighting, so I want 50%. You can have so percent. You can have so, and they all agree to it. Well, then that's fair enough. They've agreed to that. But if not, if it's a case of, look, you fetched at table, we look at it. If we like it, we sing it. There should be, the band has done that song. He's played. So all these people on Kiss at some time have gone out, they've gigged, they've performed, they've been away from families.
You know they get paid for gigs though as well.
I know, but they've been committed to that tour. They've done them songs was written while them people was in the band. Not the ones before, not the ones after.
I'd be interested to see
So-
how they get paid. Like what is like? I know they don't get like a monthly wage or whatever, but like, do you know like how it's broken down? Like,
Well, they did.
Do they get like?
They used to in early days. Just get weekly wages.
But do they get like like? Do you know like you get taxed and all sort of stuff? Do they get like additions for being in the band? Like this is your collection for being in the band. This is your collection for
And do they get
contributing
paid?
to
Do they
this
get
song.
paid weekly or monthly?
I bet they get paid quarterly.
Here's your week.
Well,
here's
this
your weekly
this
bank
story
account.
is an old story because you
I'm
go,
an hour down.
you go back to Small Faces and bands like that from that era. They always used to get like 15 quid a week, and that was no matter how. They were at number one. There's so many bands will tell you they'll be number one on top of the pops, and they ain't got 2 pennies to scratch their arse with.
But they didn't realise that there was money to be made. It was
No.
it was sort of innocent.
And first of all, if there were any money to be made, it was going to be the promoter and the manager.
Oh yeah,
The band
yeah.
were the last in line
Yeah.
to get any money.
But I just think if that era of, I mean, let's say Kiss have had 4 or 5, 6 different people within that band, and they're still playing songs today that all them other people have contributed to, whether it be or the songs was written in the eras or the time span of them other 5 or 6 people
Hold on,
in
I'm sorry,
the band.
I'm confused. Are you talking about people who are taking on their legacy?
No, so I'm
Because
on
how's
about
that work? Yeah, I get your
yeah.
point. How's
So
that work?
let's say they've sold their rights.
Yeah.
Like I just said, sell their rights. So my point is all the people of at last, how long's been Kiss going? 40 years, 30 years, 40 years?
40 years. So.
So everybody over the
70
last
something. They
over the
started.
last 40 years, everybody that's appeared and toured and gigged and recorded and done everything that they do, they've all done that. So they should all get something. Because
right.
some of them hits was
So last year,
was written when he was in the band.
So last
and then
year-
he left and somebody else come in back. But them hits was when he was in that band. So
Yeah.
they've all contributed to that legacy of Kiss.
how
so
does
they
Ace
should
Frehley
get
find-
something.
How does,
I think they should.
how does Ace Frehley feel when he was original guitarist in Kiss, and you get a bloke last year going out and playing his song?
That's what I mean.
Yeah, that bloke who's playing his song, going back to your point about legacy, that bloke really is on a weekly wage.
Yeah.
Does Ace really get any rights for it? No, because he didn't write the song. Does Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons get it? Of course they do, because they wrote the songs.
I know, but I just think at that time.
Or are you thinking about a localized level where you're in a band and you're a bass player, but you've not actually written the song?
But you're in band.
Yeah, if you're in the original band.
Yeah, you're in the bloody band. And then if you leave after 3-4 years and another bass player comes in, and let's say he does 5 tracks, 6 tracks, and they're all big tracks, and then at the end of it, you know, they sell the rights. Them 2 bass players on in the band at the moment, and the bass player that is contributed to the new stuff but not the old stuff, he should the other 2 bass players should get the same as him, because they was in the band when them
They
3
might
or
have been
4
in the
big
band.
hits
It
was
depends
made.
on the.
That's how I think
It depends
should
on
be.
the agreement that they drew up in,
Oh yeah, no, it
in
does.
the first place.
But what I think is everybody in
But
the
I-
band of Kiss should get a percentage.
Have you got any horse tranquilizers?
We're going to need them. Get your broken out. But I don't think
It's down.
I don't know. I don't know how it works. I don't know how their particular scenario works.
Well, I don't. I just think that the band of Kiss are ripping the ex-members of Kiss off if they don't give them something out of.
Yeah.
I think
the
there'll
money.
probably be a percentage.
That's just, that's just
There'll
my.
probably be a percentage of them royalties of that payoff that they've got of 300. They're saying it's 300 million. It could be 350, but we'll say 300 million.
300 million.
There you go. So they might say out of goodness of their own heart, okay, back in day, you performed on them big hits that we had back in 80s and 70s, we're going to give you 2%.
Yeah, and that's
2% of 350 million is not a bad check.
brilliant. Absolutely, it's brilliant. And I think that's what I'm saying. I think
the
that's,
rest of the-
that's how
I
it
think-
should. That's how it should be.
I think, well, yeah, but it never is. But I think what the Kiss did after that was every musician that came in, Sorum was a guitar, did he? No, that was Guns N' Roses. Probably the same situation there. Everybody that came in after that, I think they employed them as hired hands. They were all hired hands. So they got paid a wage. They didn't get any chance of any royalties because they didn't, unless they contributed by, here, look, I've wrote this song. Then they played it.
And then they got royalties of the song.
They get publishing rights of that song.
Yeah.
But if they didn't write anything, just performing is not enough. They've got to have it written into a contract and they get some more for that. But they want to be because they were just employees.
Business.
I know.
You get what you negotiate.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know that. But I just think that
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
the previous
We do understand what
members,
you're saying.
I just think
The
it's
fairness of it is not.
wrong. Yeah, because at one time they were all
Nothing's
friends.
fair
They
in
were all.
music. Nothing's fair in music.
I
is
know.
it?
Well, not fair. No, is it?
And especially back in the day when, you know, it was a Wild West, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
For
Well,
what
it
you
still
could get
is.
and what you could get, people assume not a lot.
Yeah. I think.
But what's happened is
I think it still isn't. It's still run. It's still run like that.
No, not so much. But
I don't think people can get away with as much as they used to do.
No, probably not as much. But there's still like you can only have 5%, and you can only have 5%, and I'll give you 25%. But
The first thing that any band does now is
35%.
they get lawyers.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But in them days, you know,
No, they trusted
they
everybody.
didn't do that, did
because
they?
there
It
were
was
no
just a case
rules. There were no rules, and they just expected everybody to be fair, but they weren't.
Well, like I said,
It's a common story, time after time after time.
a song there somewhere.
Time after time.
time after time.
Oh, yeah, right, yeah. Who did that? Lauper.
Cyndi Lauper.
Hey, oh, I watched that.
Yeah. The greatest moment in pop history. Isn't it?
Do you know? We
Oh,
watched that
I
movie.
ain't seen
We
it yet. I've got it
watch
on. I've got it on my list to watch.
It's good. It was pretty good.
I bet it is very
I
good.
weren't sure whether I would enjoy it, but I did.
I told you to watch it, and I thought it was very good, wasn't it?
Very good.
Insightful.
But funny.
Yeah, very funny.
I've had it on my watch list now for about.
There were some
3
bits in it that
months.
were very funny. I liked it when Waylon
Stevie
Jennings walked
Wonder.
out.
Stevie Wonder's a card, isn't he?
Oh, we need to do this solo in Zulu.
He's a bit of a joker.
Yeah, and then so he's and he weren't joking. He weren't joking. He wanted to do a chorus in
Swahili.
Zulu. Swahili or something. And Waylon Jennings, a country western artist, stood back with, I ain't seen nothing in Zulu. And he's off. He's gone.
Him and Ray Charles are on the keyboard singing songs, and yeah.
Yeah, I will get around to watch that shortly.
Yeah, you were good.
But I was impressed by Lionel Rich's.
we're leading to that.
He
I'm
was
sorry, yeah.
working so hard that night,
We always see Lionel Richie as being easy.
like a Sunday morning. Some
There
might
you
say.
go.
Yeah.
There you go.
It always
But don't forget, it's
always
always-
reminds me as a it always reminds me
Be careful.
as a rich tea biscuit.
It's tea biscuit.
Yeah, it's just got that face that looks like a rich tea biscuit.
Oh, I've seen the meme. What is it now? What is it? What's the meme?
I don't know.
I don't know.
But anyway, yeah, I thought it was very good. And I was like the same opinion. He's like this character that you think, oh, Lionel, yeah, Commodores, the dancing on the ceiling. Yeah, good old Richie. But he works his arse off on that episode.
Yeah.
He's ringleader. He's a bloke.
What's people like Jack on that like?
Lionel Rich T. That's what it is.
Lionel Richie.
Something like that.
He's a ringleader. He gets everybody to, come on, let's get on with this and blah, blah, blah. And he's hustling people all the time and he's making people laugh.
Because they only got something like 24 hours to do it and one take or something.
Well, they did it
like
after
that.
after Emmys.
I didn't realize that he wrote
Yeah.
the song. He was a presenter on the Emmys or the American Music Awards and performed there like 3 songs, and then he had to also try and get Cyndi Lauper to not bail out, and then afterwards stay up
Corral all
12
these people.
stay up 12 hours to do this song and music video.
They didn't finish it while 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock next morning.
Incredible.
And did a great job, really good job. And Al Jarreau's drunk. He's seriously,
Yeah.
they're trying to like usher him through it all night, weren't they? Because he'd been at red wine all night.
Yeah, it was good.
Anyway, I'll tell you about Kiss.
Oh, yeah.
So the same company that did ABBA and the hologram thing,
Right. Yeah, they're doing Kiss.
they're doing Kiss in exactly the same way. Now, Gene Simmons...
Kissing ABBA.
Kissing ABBA.
That'd be interesting.
Gene Simmons always reminds me of Donald Trump.
Really?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he don't look like Donald Trump.
Terrible
I'll grant you that.
It's a very bad copy.
If you listen to him and listen to his patter, he's just like Donald Trump, because what Trump does and what Simmons does, they'll like take a basic thing and they'll sell it you the best way they can. Trump's always said, you're not going to believe it. We're going to, with such force and fire that it's going to be the biggest thing that you've ever seen. We're going to retaliate. And you know how it goes on.
Yeah.
And then you get Simmons saying, what they're going to do with this is the biggest thing you've ever seen. It's so spectacular. Nobody has done this before. It's exactly the same pattern. But it's like they're going to do holograms with them.
Salesmen, aren't they?
Exactly, yeah. It's going to be the best thing you've ever seen.
I've seen a clip of Gene Simmons, Johnny Depp, a couple of other people playing, I don't know, one of their songs, and it was an awful watch because it looked like everyone's drunk uncle was on stage trying to be 25. It weren't good. Johnny Depp apparently is quite good at guitar, but it positions his guitar so low.
Yeah.
It looks difficult.
It's awkward, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like down at his knees.
Yeah, and I often wonder why people do that. Is it because it looks more interesting than than it is to play?
I don't know. But then again, you used to get people who play it right up there. And for those of you who are listening, collarbone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you get like people like Slash that actually turn it up so headstock is facing.
Yeah, but I get that.
Vertical.
I think that's
Yeah.
easier though.
Yeah, well, it is. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why he does it, and it looks good.
Yeah.
Actually, I need to redress a bit of a balance
Oh, okay.
because I've been giving Slash a bit of stick over the last few
You have, yes.
Oh, yeah.
And he's complained.
I don't take back a word of what I said, but I'm going to say that I do like the new single that's just come out. I think it's a better job.
It's the one we...
Oh, well.
Oh, well, has he done that?
It did
Yeah.
well, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a better solo, although,
Oh, who's on that with him?
Bonnie Tyler.
yeah, she's there. Yeah,
She needs a gazebo this time, though.
she's playing the gazebo.
I need a gazebo.
God, I can't remember.
You can't remember. Go on, you can.
I can't.
You can.
Wayne.
No, it's not there.
No, I can't. No, I can't remember who's done that with him.
Okay. Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
We've done that. Oh, you're getting a text through.
I'm looking at my notes and I've.
You've not wrote it down.
Oh, dear me. This is embarrassing.
I know. It's all about content, this program. And if you don't produce the best content, this is like. It don't work, does it?
No.
Keep listening, folks. Keep
I'm gonna
listening.
have to-
It'll
I'm gonna have to
resolve, don't
Google
worry.
that because I can't remember who it said we're doing Oh Well with him.
Here's a question in the meantime. What gig would you like to attend from history? Now, it's not one of those like dead or alive things. Like, is there a specific gig that you would like to have attended?
Specific I would like to have
Yeah.
attended. Yes.
I've got mine, and I'll go first. Because,
Oh,
all right, you go first then.
Stapleton.
Oh, that's it. It's Stapleton, isn't it? Yeah. And that's what we're going to say. That I do like. I'll come back to that because
thank
it's a
you.
good question.
It is a good question. Modest.
I do like the solo of Slash's new single. It's all right. But I do like Stapleton singing better. I think it's a great version. His vocals are a great version.
Well, when I had the gist that he were doing this album and I'd read that he were doing Oh Well with Chris Stapleton.
Why couldn't I see that there in my pad?
It's because you hadn't highlighted it.
In fact, even on Saturday, when we were at rugby. I said to Fox,
Yes, I dragged him to rugby on Saturday.
I said to Fox, he says, I can't wait for Orwell because he's doing it with Stapleton. I thought, I can't wait to see what they come up with on that one.
Yeah. It's quite a faithful reproduction. The solo's quite good. I think it's better than Killing Floor.
And I like that. I think
I like
twists
the
it
vocals.
and
Then again, on the first one, I like.
But he's got a great set of pipes, Chris Stapleton, anyway.
And I liked.
But so has John.
I5's
I like John.
harmonica playing. on
Steve
first
Tyler.
track.
Yes,
I
Steve
thought
Tyler.
that would just stole the show for me.
For those of you who don't know, the reason why it's called him High Five Steve
No, we
Tyler
have
is
to
because
learn.
no, we do because people might not have been OGs from the beginning. Jeff, my dad, High Five Steven Tyler, but he can't remember because it's above that.
You also have to remember that.
I do remember.
But Steve Tyler, when he's telling the same tale, refers to him as High Five Jeff.
High Five
Yeah,
Jeff.
yeah. You see, this is the thing you've got to remember.
Hi Jeff.
I do remember, but he often speaks about that Donington Park
More than you.
interaction, and he says that I actually high-fived a member of the audience.
I touched
And
a
he
human
enjoyed-
scab.
and I interacted with the immortal.
The immortal.
The ones below me.
Yeah,
And going back, right, yeah.
Stapleton. So I like Steve Tyler's harmonica playing on that, and his version because he's
On the Killing Floor.
yeah, he is Mr. Entertainment.
I'm just glad that Slash has done that album actually.
I am.
Oh, I am.
I
yeah,
can't wait
yeah.
for album me. I think
I
it's
took
gonna
some
be
stick from
brilliant.
certain parties over this, and youth too included. But you
And
know,
Mr. Fox.
other parties, yeah, they've pulled me up. But I'm sticking by what I said. But I do like this new track. But I like Stapleton singing.
But I like
Very good.
I like Stapleton as an artist anyway.
No album out, hasn't it?
Oh, is it out yet?
I believe so. Yeah.
Oh,
well,
right. I didn't
I've
know
certainly
that.
got a single on my Spotify that's
Right,
come from it.
I didn't know it were out yet.
Yeah, yeah. And there's a picture without his hat, which is very rare.
Hey, that don't happen very often.
No, it
Is he bald? I always
It looks like
expected him.
one egg in a nest.
I always expected when he takes hat off to be something like Max Wall, like totally bald, then long hair at back and sides.
Unfortunately not.
It looks
no.
like one big egg in a nest.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I think Chris Stapleton's brilliant. I'm a big fan of Chris Stapleton.
Yeah, me too.
I think his voice is great.
Not just for Tennessee whiskey either.
No, I've got a lot of his tracks
Yeah.
off all his albums on my Spotify playlist. Big fan of Chris
You
Stapleton.
could be a country and Mercy fan.
I could. I like a bit of from Preston. I don't mind it.
Yeah. You
So-
are
so
that
go on
person
then.
from Preston.
Answer my question then.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, going back to yours.
What gig would you choose?
Live Aid.
All right, yeah,
Oh, that's a
good,
good
good,
one.
shout there. I weren't
Live
thinking
Aid.
so obvious. No, but that's good. Yeah,
No, I would. I'd like to do Live Aid.
Which one?
English one at Wembley.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
The English one was far better
Yeah.
than American.
I think you've already won this game.
Yeah,
Although it's not fair.
We'll
to be fair.
move on now.
It's not fair because it's almost like doing the best of.
I would have loved to have done Wembley Live Aid. I bet that were absolutely amazing to be there and to witness it live. I bet it were absolutely...
Even though Adamant sung a song nobody had ever heard of before.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they were, he had to get some advertisement in from somewhere.
It didn't work.
What would have made it even more special is if you could have gone there and then you could have got round back at stage and gone on.
Oh, yeah, that would have been brilliant, that, yeah.
What's an imagination you've got, Wayne?
All 80,000 people wish they could have
Yeah,
done
but
that.
they could have gone round back at stage
Have a big crap.
and gone and bought an hot dog off Elton John.
You were getting it
don't-
away,
don't
like it's
barbecue.
always done.
let me answer that. Then. Who would you have put on the bill who wasn't on the bill? I don't mean the TV program.
Zeppelin.
They were
Well,
on
they're in
the,
America.
they're in the American one.
No, but
like,
I'd have liked them on English one.
but they played the American one. But choose someone else who
Right,
didn't
okay.
play the
Who
actual.
didn't play
Yeah,
either or.
yeah. I'll give you a clue. Richard Cliff.
No. Who didn't
O'Donnell
play
Daniel.
any of them?
Enya. Good answer.
No.
Well, can I? I'll,
Yeah,
while
you-
you're
yeah,
thinking
yeah,
about
just let
that.
me- yeah,
Now
you'll pick.
I've brought this up a few times that there's the glaring omission of Thin Lizzy on that.
But we know that.
Yeah, but we know that there might have been reasons for that because Phil Lynnett's obsession with Paul Yates. But I have recently read some stuff and heard some stuff from people that were involved with it that might not have well been the case.
Dum,
Yeah,
dum,
he
dum.
did have a try his luck with Paul Yates, but
Everybody else did.
no, yeah, maybe.
Easy.
But Midge when he was asked about it, and I heard him say it himself, he says, well, no, he says, we never even thought about Phil because, don't forget, 6 or 7 months later, he was dead.
Yeah.
He died. He says he was in such a bad state that it wouldn't have been any good to be doing the show anyway.
But like Amy Winehouse,
Yeah.
went just before she died, I suppose.
And there was, even in them days, looking at making it more diverse. So they were actually looking for more coloured artists to play. But his name never came up because of the state he were in. Plus, his manager, a bloke called Morrison, was on the committee for the Live Aid committee.
He probably would have been no good. He would have been so off his tits.
Yeah.
He would have been no good, and it would have been a career.
Even his
suicide for him.
manager, who'd been on the committee, and they were meeting twice a week, 2 or 3 months before the actual show got put on, he never brought his name up. So he was never in the picture. So me thinking that Thin Lizzy should have been there, it was wishful thinking, and that will leave it where it were because it would never have happened. And it was never going to happen. It was nothing to do with Paula. He was just never going to be there.
Who's your gig anyway?
Yeah, who's your gig? I haven't answered the question. I'm
It's
asking
a
you as well.
difficult one because you pinched the best one. I'm going to go for something. Actually, I would like to have seen the Nebworth concert where Pink Floyd flew the plane over the crowd, which my good lady wife saw.
She can't remember though because
She
of
can't remember.
too many.
She was that off her face with acid.
Boppers.
Oh, was it? What was it? Acid or heroin? Or?
You know what it's like when you're licking batteries.
Yeah, you know.
No, I don't.
Apparently,
I take that
heroin,
back. She
heroin
wasn't.
and cocaine don't mix.
She wasn't at all. But she doesn't remember it. She remembers bits of it.
Like a rocket going to the stage and stuff.
But I would like to have seen that.
Yeah. Mine, thanks for asking, is
We know what yours is.
what's
Go on.
yours?
Adamant.
Don't You Ever.
Don't you ever.
Mine, just on the top of my head right now, or not right now because I asked a question, but I thought about it. It's when we were talking on a previous episode about Ronnie Wood and bass playing. Now, Ronnie Wood doesn't play bass in this or even appear in it, but somebody does play bass.
Where's this lady?
Hear me out. Rock and Roll Circus.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So you've got Stones where Brian Jones is off his face and is pretty useless. But then you've got Eric Clapton where Eric Clapton, John Lennon and Keith who plays bass.
Right.
And then you've got The Who and it's all a bit of a time capsule moment. Everyone's a bit like Hare Krishna-ish.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a pretty...
Is that the one where they're in that like bouncing castle?
Yeah,
full of
it's like a
foam?
big circus tent. No, that's a different music video, but it's a circus tent.
Yeah.
Where Brian Jones is still alive. The foam one it's only rock and roll, but I like it, and that's got the other guitarist, can't remember his name, Mick Taylor on it. But yeah, so they did. They formed a sub band called like Yardbirds or Yardbird, not Yardbirds. It's like it's Yeah Blues or something like that.
Yeah, blues. The old.
I'm lonely, do all the time.
Did the original that?
Do do doom 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 doom.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that would be pretty fun to see.
Was that a Beatles song?
I don't think so. I thought it was Fleetwood Mac. Early Fleetwood Mac. Anyway, that. So
I'm gonna have to look that one up because it's gonna annoy me if I don't. It was.
I think I've got it.
Go on then.
Mind.
Mind.
My band who I would have liked to
okay.
have seen there.
Yeah, Lennon.
Who would you have?
AC/DC.
Oh, good shout. Yeah.
I think, yeah.
I'd go ABBA.
Okay.
I would.
What was the question?
Now,
Live Aid. Who would you have
Normally-
additionally there?
Oh, what?
Who would you have there?
Sorry.
Now, I can't remember when ABBA won Eurovision because they were big in the 70s, was it?
Yeah.
Right, so they would have been big in the 80s. I
Yeah.
think ABBA...
normally on an ABBA thing, I would have, but I could see, as daft as it sounds, I could see ABBA getting thousands and thousands of people bouncing off the walls.
it would have gone nuts.
No.
Yeah.
I disagree. Do you know when
No.
it first started? Nobody wanted to know them.
Yeah, but this is 84.
No, this is 84.
Oh, in 84. In 84.
This is
no,
Live Aid.
Live Aid is 86.
No, it's not.
No, it's 84. Live Aid.
I was born in 86. That's...
It's 84 then.
nuclear power plant.
Were it
Russia.
May, June?
Major? Yes, it was Major.
May, June,
I don't know. I'm lost
84.
now. I thought it were 80.
I think, wasn't it?
80.
It was summertime because there was vests.
It was summertime, you're right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think ABBA would have been a good
It'd
shout.
have had them bounce. They'd have had them bouncing off at walls.
Because say what you want about ABBA, but they made solid songs.
But they made dancey songs
Yeah,
that people
fun-
like to
fun-
dance to.
Yeah.
85, we were both wrong.
85.
July 85.
It depends what sort of time zone you're in.
Ah,
Yeah.
right.
We work from April to April, tax year.
Okay.
So I think actually ABBA would have, I think ABBA would have done a job there because they'd have got them all up dancing. And how many people were there?
12.
12.
80,000.
They'd have had 12 people running around Wembley pitch, bouncing off at walls.
Oh, it's no good. Sorry.
They'd have, I think
He
ABBA's
he doesn't like ABBA that much.
But no, I mean, like I said, my one would be AC/DC.
If you were to put something similar together now, if it was going to be, I know they did in the noughties, they did a
they
Live
did,
8, didn't they?
Didn't they? Yeah.
Where Pink Floyd played.
Yeah.
They reformed for it. Like, who of that level would you put in now? I guess you could still put AC/DC and you probably get Foo Fighters in there.
Yeah, Full Fighters, Pink.
Do you reckon Pink?
Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about this gig that she does where she just like flips about all the time.
Yeah, she's brilliant.
I feel like she's just stand still and sing.
But I'd probably try and keep it to a modern day one and not.
Yeah, because we're using like
dwell in
dinosaur
the
relics that are
past.
still alive.
So
Harry Styles. You got to have Harry Styles and Swifty there, right?
Maybe I would imagine you'd try and get something like if you were going to go back to the older stuff. And this is for crowd pleasers.
Coldplay.
You'd probably want Coldplay. Take that.
To take that translate out of
Pink.
Europe and the UK.
I'd want Pink. I'd want people like Rival Sons.
Oh, they're not big enough.
Coaster. They
Not
are.
big enough. They're
Yeah,
not. No.
Yes.
What you're doing is you're selling meat out of a van.
But you can't say that because look at Madonna. Madonna wasn't big enough when she appeared at Live Aid. Live Aid.
Yeah, that's why you never see any footage of her.
Live Aid made Madonna.
There was one camera and it was a Kodak.
from John Smith down Ruin.
Yeah.
No, but Live Aid made Madonna.
No, it didn't.
It did.
No, she took her clothes off and that was what made her.
So I just think, I'd go for people like that. What else would you probably? I'd go for. I think the top at bill at the moment, you probably look at people like Fools.
If we're thinking that the primary audience is a rock audience, which rock isn't.
You'd probably go Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Harry Styles.
Yeah.
What, have you brought it up to date then?
Who would be in a modern
modern one?
Stapleton. Chris Stapleton had probably been there.
Yeah, I think he'd be lower down roster though. I don't think he'd be out roster. I think you'd be going for
Well,
all
no,
the
it don't
Harry
ma-
Styles versions.
Yeah,
so
but
who
what
you
I'm
Miley
saying is that
Cyrus.
Who would you add into Live Aid then?
I don't know. It's a difficult one. I've been trying to think about this, and I can't really think of anybody that they didn't have that I would like in there.
You'd fetch the Queen of rock, Dolly.
No. I know you're a big fan, Wayne, but I'm.
No, I don't know. I don't think you could. I don't think you can.
There was some glaring
I don't
omissions,
think- I
but
don't
they did
think
it on
you
a
can-
principle, didn't they? Like
yeah.
Stevie Wonder don't play it.
Oh, I know.
I don't
know.
think you can
I'd like to have
duplicate
seen
what,
Stevie
what
Wonder
it
there.
was.
I have seen him. but-
Prince.
Yeah. Prince would be a good one.
What now? He's
No,
dead.
in the 80s. Although
85,
Oh no, Purple Rain
85.
didn't come out till 6, did it?
Eight-
So
eight-
no, it wouldn't be good.
No, he was still doing
He
his
was fledgling Prince then.
weird and wonderful stuff, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's still got his tights on. Stockings, Rob.
If you're lucky.
So yeah, so you got that.
I'd like to have seen Peter Green's Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
Although it was 85, so it would have been actually just it would have just
Oh,
been
yeah,
Fleetwood
they've
Mac.
had to reform to do
But
it.
they didn't play, did they?
Oh,
Fleetwood
Fleetwood
Mac.
Mac. No.
So that's actually a good shout. Fleetwood Mac would have been good.
Peter Green one, yeah.
Yeah, Peter. Yeah,
Well, he was still in a German camp, weren't he?
No, yeah.
Off his face.
with his ring
Yeah.
long fingernails, so he
Yeah.
can't play guitar.
Tissue boxes on his feet.
It's all wishful thinking, so you can include them.
You can do, yeah, if you want to.
Elvis.
Why not?
No, it's got to be alive and got to be functioning.
Who did you go for?
ABBA.
ABBA. So we've got ABBA, AC/DC, and Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
I think
That's all right.
Yeah.
three good shouts there.
Yeah. I mean, you've got a bit of a history about AC/DC in these recent podcasts, haven't you? They were the one you'd have paid 150 quid to see.
Yeah, I would. I
was thinking about that, you
I
know.
still would now.
Yeah, I was thinking about
I'd probably
this.
pay 200 quid.
And
to
I was
go watch
thinking,
AC/DC.
and it goes back to what we were saying earlier about paying X amount of money to bands to support bands. And I was thinking, of the big bands that's out there at the minute, who would I pay that sort of money to see? And I don't think I'd pay anybody that sort of money to see.
Yeah, but
I will go
you're
to
from
it, but I couldn't
Yorkshire.
get tickets.
You're from Yorkshire.
No, I don't think it's that.
I know what you mean.
I don't think it's that.
I begrudge. There's a part of me begrudges paying £300.
Oh, is there?
Part of me begrudges paying £300 to go to Glastonbury, even though it's excellent value for money.
But you've got whilst you're at Glastonbury, you can see.
Yeah, it's
100
excellent.
bands.
It's excellent value for money.
Yeah.
but still, there's a part of me in the back of my core of my brain which is like £300. That's a lot of money, but your brain hasn't updated with the rate of inflation.
Yeah.
You're like, well, it should be £100.
So what's price limit on what you're saying?
It's not so much.
No, you've just
you
said.
know I don't like the big venues.
No, I don't
You know
mean-
I don't like the big venues. I
I
don't
don't
like the
mean
big
you.
arenas.
I mean, you've just said, who would you pay that to go and see?
I won't pay anybody.
So what? No, you've just asked the question of what? Who would you pay that amount to go and see? So what I'm saying is, what is the price cap? 200 quid, 150 quid.
Oh, it's a lot lower than that, Wayne. Yeah, I don't think there's any band out there at the minute that I would pay £100 to go and see.
No.
No. Who is there?
What, for 100 quid? Who would I pay 100 quid for?
Yeah, well,
I think
you know,
you're
we,
limited at 100 quid.
sorry.
I think you're limited at 100 quid if you want to see. You know,
Not exactly, but who is it?
So
who
for-
would you see?
Oh, for 100 quid, who would I pay to go and see? Stones, AC/DC.
You won't,
Pink.
right. No, you won't get to see Stones for 100 quid.
You know, you've just said it's a price cap of £100. That's what
Yeah.
I've just asked you, and you've said it's £100.
Yeah, but all right.
So-
No, you've got to keep it within 100 quid. Who are you going to see?
Well, all the ones what I've just mentioned, the ones that I would pay 100 quid to go and watch.
no, but I don't think their tickets are going for £100. I think that's the problem.
No, they're not. They're
Yeah.
not. But what I'm saying is,
Oh, who you would?
I would.
Okay,
Oh,
right.
yeah. If
Pay £100 to go
I
and
would,
see.
I would pay 100 quid. No, I wouldn't actually.
You've got someone gives you 100 quid, right? You've got 100 quid to spend on an artist, and you've got to sift through these artists and pick one. So it's not your own money, but you've only got.
No, you're going to pay for it yourself. You're going to pay.
I know, I'm trying to
You're not
detach
going
it.
to see what the problem is here is what you want to see and what your ticket will buy you. And 100 quid won't buy you a ticket to see Rolling Stones.
I know that, but what I'm saying is, I'd pay 200 quid to go and watch Stones, Guns N' Roses, AC/DC.
That's some gig. All
Oh,
those.
it is for 200 quid.
Yeah.
It's worth every penny.
All the effing amounts.
I'd like to go and see Ping. What would I pay for her? I'd probably go.
Oh, okay.
I'd probably go up to
£3.50.
probably 100 to 120 quid round about that mark.
So you've got a flexible margin of 20 quid.
Yeah. Yeah. I know my limits.
100, 120, maybe.
Ping. I just think a show, and I'm a big fan of Ping. So I'd probably push and go 150. That'd be my top.
No, my original question was
She's not listening, by the way.
that you wouldn't,
might be.
that you wouldn't. There's no band out there that you would pay 300 quid to see,
300 quid.
or is there? Would you pay 300 quid to see AC/DC?
It depends if he gets you backstage and you can have a sausage.
No,
We out.
300 quid to see AC/DC.
And you get right to the front. You get spat on with pronunciation. Why, man? Back in black.
300 quid.
That means he would. The consideration means he would.
Well, yeah, if you had to think about it that long, you would. You would.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I mean, don't get me wrong.
I don't know.
I like them.
I
I like them, but I won't pay 300 quid to see them. There's no band I'd pay 300 quid to see.
I'd really have to think about it. At this moment in time, I'm unsure, which probably makes me think I probably would.
Yeah.
Right.
I can't say no to that, but I can't say yeah, I would.
Should we try and round this off with a question?
That's your trouble. You can't make your bloody mind up.
Hey, Listenerland, ready for another music debate topic? Let's dive into the influence of different cities on music genres. From Nashville's country vibes, Detroit's Motown soul, to Seattle's grunge scene. How do you think the culture and vibe of a city shape the music that emerges from it? Which city do you think has had the most impact on its respective genre, and why? Let's go.
Oh God!
I'll let Shanae
Yeah,
dispense that while I...
I need to go as well on that one. That is an odd one. That one.
It's a tricky one, that one. I mean,
That is
initially,
I
I'm
think
thinking London.
The first thing I thought of but she'd already said it, which was Nashville.
Now, maybe, yeah. But if you look at the bands and the artists that were making that big leap back in the day from 60s to 70s, I would say that it would be difficult to beat London.
I'm going to say, though, probably no place like London.
Yeah, then it shifted to California or Bay Area around there. And
Yeah,
then
LA.
it's now everybody seems to be congregating in Nashville.
Yeah.
But I would have, my initial reaction to that one, I'm going to stick home and go for London on that.
It's a good shout.
I'll take that.
A good shout, that one, London. Yeah. Back in day, it would be hard to beat it, wouldn't
Look
it?
at the people that came out of that period, that sort of purple patch.
Well, look at the people that tried to get in it first.
Well, yeah, and look, and all the people that have drawn inspiration from that, and often use them artists that were coming out of that period as their heroes. I mean, I'm thinking off the top of my head here, and I can see Dave Grohl talking about all them people that were coming out of London that he was looking up to and reading about. It was slightly before his time, but yeah, them people, and certainly what we've mentioned earlier at Simmons and Paul Stanley, they were big English fan, music
I was about
fans.
to say, out of all the people we've mentioned over the last, I don't know, let's say 3 months on this podcast, who hasn't been to London
Yeah,
and recorded in London
Yeah.
or wanted to go to London
Yeah.
or who's been inspired by somebody out of London?
yeah.
A lot of people.
The English audience in general is well respected because, as Bon Jovi once said, John Bon Jovi, he said, he gave me his proper name, Bon Jovi. he said that what's the difference between the English audience and the American audience? He would ask that question, and he says
Yeah.
the Americans just sing the chorus. The English know every word,
Know the words, yeah.
I think that's,
and they take a great deal of.
And you know, I think sometimes the music fans of England forget that.
I don't think they do. I just think they do it, and they take it for granted because that's what they do. Because if they're a fan of the band, they're going to know the music.
I think that they all go to America's this big I.O., this, that. And
it's the money, though, isn't it?
but I just think that if you really trace it back and you think about it, a lot of stuff evolves from London.
Oh, the music-wise, yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That's my city.
Yeah, I'd agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was London, then it was sort of California, Bay
I
Area,
said
and
Nashville,
then
but she'd already
today's
said
music
Nashville.
scene comes from Nashville. But
I need to go.
Well, I think on that,
Yeah, on that
we'll wrap it up. So
Goodbye.
follow.